I'd like to welcome everyone to the Challenge All-Stars Rivals.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Right Reality Podcast. My name is Mixie.
Hi, my name is Steven. How you guys doing? Welcome to All-Stars 5, everybody. Rivals. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Ooh, we're back, baby. All-Stars 5, Episode 1, A Star-Studded Arrival.
Okay. I gotta say.
Are we punning this season?
I hope so, because I like it.
I'm in. This isn't terrible.
We're both in.
We're on a good start. I don't know how many times they're going to be able to make rival puns.
Okay. All right. Oh, you're right. Okay. Should we predict now that they're going to be puns?
It seems like they're going to be puns.
Okay.
Or do you think the word arrival is going to be in it every single time? Like they did for era. It was always something era.
Ooh. But you're right. How many episodes could they do of rival-esque?
They can't start this strong and then give us some bullshit later. I mean, they can and they probably will. It's likely. But I feel like I'm going to go with more on the puns because I feel like All Stars is more fun with things than trying to put rival and everything. Which one are you going with?
I'm going to go with you. I think it's going to be some puns based off what we see or what's coming up. And I'm here for that. I like that. I would like to say, I want to make a long-term bet on this season.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I would like to, each week, me and you vote whether we like the name or not, which we have been doing. But I'd like to see I'd like to see how many of those that we're both in on. Like, we were in on this one, so that's one.
Yeah. 1 point titles of episodes.
I'm going to look up and see how many episodes in last year's All-Stars there was.
I'm going to go with 12. I'm going to bet 12 right off the bat.
I think you're exactly where I was going to be. I think it was 12 last year. Let's take a look, see.
Because they don't do reunions for this, do they?
They don't. And we don't do those anyway. Literally, as we're recording this, we have the screener for the second part of the of the thing. And I haven't watched it. I don't know if you watched it. I didn't watch the first part anyway.
I didn't either. Well, I saw so many clips on Twitter before because the Canadian fuck up that I'm just like, I feel like I saw the important stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Twitter on Wednesday and see if there's anything of importance, but I feel like people will tell me so I don't really have to watch it.
There were 12 episodes in Rivals 4, and there were 10 in Rivals 3.
Are you talking Rivals or All-Stars?
Sorry, All-Stars. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So there was 12 last year, 10 the year before. I'm going to go with 12 again, which I believe is what you said, right?
So what, we're thinking like 2.5 months?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were going to say
I'm
like
still
2
scarred
episodes.
from starting in August and still technically not being done with the flagship, but that's fine. 2 months I can do. I can do 2 months. And this season does seem exciting. I like the Rivals aspect of it. This is the first time I've watched a Rivals season, and especially the first time I've even seen like clips or anything where I understand a majority of the rivals. I think some of them, even when they were being announced, they were like, we're rivals? Okay.
So yeah, there were some clips of what the rivals were, and then for other people, they just kind of were like, boop. And we'll get to that very specific one that I'm just like, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you gotta, put all the stuff together to get what it was. But to go back to the season-long bet, there's 12 episodes. How many episodes do you feel like we will agree on that it's a good name?
4 tops.
Tops is 4. So you're saying the over-under is 4.
I'm going 4.
Okay. 4.
Just with history as it's been,
That would be a quarter of the episodes that you and I both have to go yes to, right? That's the idea?
Yeah. And I'm a cynical bitch.
That's what I was about to say there. I know you can be a bit particular, so I'm factoring that in. And honestly, at that point, 4 seems extraordinarily high. Like, this might be the only one we get.
It's a possibility. That's why I said max 4. They don't have a great track record, let's be honest.
They don't. But you know what? They could have learned and grown from our feedback.
They rarely do that.
That's true.
But I want to get into the episode because it was quite an interesting start. They were just all what I'm assuming is in the arena.
Yeah. Right?
And we just immediately start doing the Rivals thing. I mean, again, like I said, I've never seen a season of Rivals. Is this normally how it happens?
Yeah, they bring them to like one location and then it's like, hey, blah, blah. It's like exactly how this played out was,
okay.
You know, sometimes your worst enemy has to be your best friend. And they go, oh no,
dun, dun, dun.
Is this Rivals? But to do it in the All-Star format, I think is a fresh little change, and honestly probably a change that All-Stars needed. I will say I don't like the fact that we kept the star format from last season. I don't know how that's going to go.
I'm going to need an explanation on that.
Mm-hmm.
Are there only 4 stars? So
only 4 stars. You are correct.
Okay. Also, I'm jumping ahead, but they didn't let everybody finish the Diet Daily, so I don't really understand how people are going in elimination if there isn't a loser, but what do I know, you know?
I didn't think about that. There was not a last place team, which I felt like is what we did last season. The last person goes in, the last team or the last person goes in. Yeah, I don't know. This did seem to be, to me, episode 1, episode 2 is one episode. Because we need to see more of what actually takes place.
Yes.
And now that we're back on MTV, they have to adhere to the strict time limit of what an MTV episode can be, and which we've said before, it doesn't matter. You're just pushing out one episode of Rod Deerjack, so why does it even matter? But apparently things do matter to Paramount.
It matters so much. And honestly, the most important thing that happened in this episode that mattered the most to me was right at the beginning. TJ walks in, fake explosion. And must I stress, horrifically edited fake explosion. I mean, I saw like clips of green screen in it. You know what I mean? And this is going to be a complaint I have throughout. Now, I'm guessing that the team for All-Stars that edits and produces and all of that stuff is smaller. So with all of the love and respect in the world to them, honestly, it was funnier that it was so horribly edited in. It was like the moon that we got last season, right? Like the terrible extra edit for no reason. Loved it. Loved it so much. Got me pumped. I was like, okay, we're watching All Stars now. Now we're going to do some like fun, funny shit. Whereas I feel like the flagship sprinkled that here and there. All Stars really gives that to us. And that's the thing I love about All Stars. There's things I dislike about All Stars that I'm sure we'll get to. But that is a bonus for me.
Do those happen to be people or situations so far?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to knowing all of the things that make you angry and upset about this show. It's honestly
You'll
one of the
know it
reasons,
if you want to or not. I'll tell you.
It's one of the reasons I enjoy doing this podcast. This is like, does somebody else also dislike the thing that I dislike? Honestly, the thing about getting older is you bond with people over things that you mutually hate. When you're young, you bond over things you mutually love. I feel like now, as a 40-year-old man, I can say I get along with people who go, I fucking can't stand so-and-so or that thing. And I'm like, yeah, do you need a friend? Great. This is a great situation.
Let's go bitch about things together.
Oh, can we do that? Can we go have a drink and do that? I think I'm going to start taking
We're about to do it right now. No drink, but hey, I can go make one.
You don't know what's in here. You don't know what's in here.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I mean, the explosion was a great start. The arena looks really nice. Still seems a little diety to me. Low Coke Zero action in here.
I wonder if it's supposed to feel that way. I wonder if that is a thought that they have. Because you know where it doesn't feel diet? That house doesn't feel diet.
I have that on here. I think this is the coolest house that they've been in, and I am so excited for them to party in this house.
These all-star houses have been 10 times better than any of the flagship houses, and maybe that's because it's tough to find a house that 40 people can sleep in, at least for one night. And when you have, what are we at, 24 or something like that? Or 23 the first night?
23, yeah. What the hell is going on with that?
22, because Nany was searching around trying to find a bed, which was one of my favorite moments of Babe ever. Babe walking
was
around,
freaking out about the bed,
upset about not being able to find a bed, is such Babe behavior. It's new Babe behavior, and honestly, I wanted 10 minutes of Babe just like walking around. I wanted more music. I wanted them to bring in editor one to like hype it up and just like do a full edit on Babe melting down because of the bed. We didn't get it.
With the edit cut to Turbo on the fucking swings, just slamming blueberries, bitching about air conditioning.
Great. Everybody else is like,
love Turbo. Fucking love Turbo. You cannot get me to dislike Turbo. It will not happen.
You can't.
The man is
you can't.
Unlike any other person I've ever seen on television, and he is perfection. Don't say a goddamn bad thing about Turbo. I will come for you.
Turbo,
Babe,
is what this show needs. Turbo,
absolutely.
If I don't have CT on a season, I need Turbo on a season. That's what I need.
Thank you.
It's one or the other.
Steven.
If we don't have Gabo anymore, give me. Oh, remember that throwback? God, what's that man up to? We got to check in on our boy.
We do got to check in on him. God, I miss Gabo. Gabo!
Do we know if he's alive? Did he make it?
He's probably alive. I can't imagine that he'd go this quickly.
Yeah,
he's too good. He's too great.
He went hard. He went quick, though. You never know.
That is true.
Let me ask you this, because this is a note I had.
Uh-huh.
How much better is Turbo with a cowboy hat than Turbo not with the cowboy hat?
It's just like I can't even compute it.
Yeah.
Like he's at 100 out of 100 just existing. Did you also see his velvet shirt in his ITM with the fucking silver chain? Like, come on. Come on.
Did I see it?
This leads me into my issues with the ITMs, which is honest to God like half of my comments from this episode. We'll start with the positive. Turbo in the velvet shirt, incredible. I'll sandwich it. Turbo in the velvet shirt, the beard looked great in there, absolutely crushing. Then I saw Nany, and I sent you a photo of this, Steven. A couple people are kind of like this, but Nany's is terrible. And I don't know if it was my computer.
Nope, it wasn't your computer.
My contacts decided to just randomly go yellow-green whenever she showed up. Other people had like bad color tinting. But what the fuck is going on with Babe's skin? What are we doing?
It is a very poor job with the keying and the lighting that was going on here. I do not know if there was an issue that they were dealing with to try to correct that, and this is literally the best they can do with the budget they have.
Turn her ass into Elphaba at this point. Like, what are we doing?
Just do like a little head, like a floating head somewhere, you know? Instead of like
ITM, just bring her back the fuck in or shoot in LA on a green screen at a different time. Like, what?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, isn't it?
It was jarring.
Her skin looks terrible.
And she's a beautiful person yet again. Beautiful. I honestly think everyone had bad skin tint. But hers was
just the worst.
My jaw was on the floor. Now I'm sandwiching it again. Devin's shirt in his ITM, fucking amazing. What is that? Just absolutely crushing with the buzz cut too. Big fan. Michelle's got to be upset as fuck that she's not here.
I am about to send him a photo of this and say, "Did he get that at Dan Flash's?"
It's incredible. It's like those headscarves, but as a shirt. And it is strong. It is giving strong. Honestly, I feel like he's spoiling us that he did really well this season because you don't wear that shirt and get eliminated early in the season. You can't. You can't.
It's a classic Dan Flasher shirt if I've ever seen one. I 100% know that he gets that joke as soon as I send it. 1000% he gets it. I want to ask you this. Oh, do you have any more about the ITMs? Is there more sandwiching going on?
No, I sandwiched. I just really the lighting is and I know it's a green screen and I know there's probably weird reflections, but you are a production company. This is not the first time that you guys have put green screens behind people. Like, ugh. I'm also curious if people that aren't like, again, we're in the industry, so we kind of, these things are jarring to us, I guess, more. I'm curious if other people were like, is Nany, like, is her liver working? Like,
well, didn't Babe stay international after this? And the other Babe flew to see Babe internationally because of some stuff?
That was the other question I was going to ask you is, do we know the location of this? Did they say it and I fully missed it?
No, this is
it's
back.
Vietnam still?
Back in Vietnam. Yeah, they're in Vietnam.
Damn, was TJ just living in Vietnam for like 2 years?
I think he went home for a little bit and then went right back, which honestly, at that point, I'm like, no, I'm just staying here. I'm not getting on a flight. I'm not flying from Vietnam back to Vegas for like 2 weeks and then going back. That sounds like hell.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, do you think TJ's flying in first class?
If they're not flying my guy first class, we're going to have an issue. I honestly think he's just taking an ATV from Vegas to Vietnam.
And he's just, honestly, yes.
And,
he just
and
teleports.
Production just put random explosions at different states and bridges. That's how I picture him coming into Vietnam.
All right, here's my thing about the ITMs since we're on the ITMs.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know whose titties were tittying better. Because there was two very distinct chestal regions that were very pronounced. There was Ashley Mitchell's titties that were tittying. Mm-hmm. And then when Veronica came in, them titties were tittying as well.
Veronica takes the cake, in my opinion. I don't even know if her hair was up or down. Now that we're discussing this, I know she had a yellow shirt on, and I know that because tits.
Jesus Christ. But Ashley is like wearing a shirt that just doesn't have a middle.
They both didn't have middles in their shirts.
The middle of her shirt went like down to her belly button. Like Veronica's was just like being pulled down by gravity. But I feel like Ashley's just like there was no middle. I'm like, girl, I can see your entire chestal region. I see your belly button, and there's nothing above it other than giant cleave and fabric holding on for dear life.
I want to talk about Veronica. Why the fuck wasn't she there?
I don't know. It has to be some sort of passport issue, right? Missed a flight?
I would assume so. Or, I mean, no, I can't imagine that she was an alternate. I would think that they kind of built this around Katie and Veronica once they got Katie and Veronica like signed on. So I don't think it's that. I don't know. I thought it was very strange.
I'm sure she will post about that. I think she's kind of active on Twitter /X. So I wonder if she'll out herself on what happened there.
Let me know, Veronica.
Gotta feel like it's probably a passport issue. Something got held up. And at that point, I don't think she's flying in the day before. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no,
she got held up.
She was there. She was definitely there. Do you think they were trying to like build it up? But then you announced the cast.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't they do that a few other seasons? No, it wasn't like a huge buildup because I feel like they would have done that for the other half of the people. They'd be like, there's only 12 of you this season. And it's like,
yeah, your rivals are coming.
Your rivals are here. And I have to believe they weren't on the same plane or something like that from LA. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this is the first time you're seeing them. Really? And any of that type of stuff, which I hate. Brings me back to MILF Manor and the idea that the kids didn't know their mom was going to go film a TV show at the same time.
Bring back MILF Manor. Bring it back.
Simpler times, right?
Let's go through some of these pairings because I'm a little confused. And I actually posted this one in the hotties when the cast was announced. The Anessa Ashley combo doesn't make a ton of sense to me. However, Ashley might have had the quote of the week for me, and I know I don't do quote of the week. But when she said Anessa is a pick-me girl, I was like, that's what it's been this whole time. I couldn't put my finger on it. Ashley said it. Bars. She's 100% a pick-me, and she is 100% always the victim, and that is a very pick-me girl energy vibe.
Oh, okay.
Did you know about pick-me girls? Are you aware?
Yeah, I think we had talked about pick-me girls before, and then I get confused because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I feel like there's sometimes different types of pick-me girls. Like there's different categories that they can kind of go in. It's like you're this type of pick-me girl or this type of pick-me girl. I think the thing that Ashley said to me that it made me understand it a little bit better, she's like, well, if you're friends with everybody, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing here.
Wah is also a pick-me girl. Wah gives pick-me energy constantly.
Interesting. Okay, how would you then, for the people who are listening, such as Mom LaFranc, who does not understand the pick-me idea, energy. How would you describe that? Yeah, pick-me energy.
The best way I can give is like an example. So let's say a girl and a guy are having a conversation, and the guy is talking or whatever, and the girl says something along the lines of like, yeah, I just like don't have any girlfriends because they don't get me like guys do. That's pick me energy. That's like, I want you to like, I'm different. I'm cool. I have only guy friends. I'm like the dream girl because I'm like so cool with guys, and like I don't get girls. There's just so much, you know, like that kind of a thing.
Okay. Now I have an important follow-up about that. Is that like an example of like what they're doing to try to get you to pick them?
Yes.
Versus like, oh, all women who have that characteristic are pick me girls. No. Basically, you're using something to be like, look how different and awesome I am. Is that the idea?
That's exactly the idea. And like with the Anessa approach of it, it's like, look at all of these friends I have. You should be my friend too because I have all of these friends. Don't you want to be my friend too? Look at all of the friends I have.
All right, I'm starting to get it a little bit more. I'm starting to get a little bit more now.
As the season goes, because Anessa will do it. I don't know what god I sucked off to win this episode, but we barely heard from Anessa and it was great. When we do inevitably have to hear from her, I will let you know when the quotes are on the pick me energy side of things.
Okay.
Last season when she was like crying about being picked, but it was obvious that it was like, it was her, that kind of a thing.
I don't know why everybody keeps picking me. I do this every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't they see that I work so hard?
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I do like the fact that she reminded me, which I forgot about, that Nany like threw a bunch of noodles at her one time. That was great. Fantastic. Appreciated that.
I would have loved that clip.
And when TJ is introducing them, he says, Ashley and Anessa, they've talked shit about each other for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't show any of the shit talking.
Yep.
Because maybe none of it was ever on camera, which I kind of would also believe, like the things we know, like that Anessa might have done behind the scenes, which I think is out there now.
Being shady and stirring the pot and giving
when you're not on a season of the show,
a situation that you're not fucking in at all. For some reason, you just inserted yourself, like that kind of a thing. That's weird.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I was like, well, everybody else got their little video clip montage while they were being introduced, and then not them. It seems like maybe you're trying to like bring Ashley back into the fold on this season, and you compare her with Anessa because really Ashley's rival should have been Hunter. We should have brought back Hunter for this.
Hot take, I thought you were going to say Wham.
Oh, that would have been great.
That would have gotten some headlines. This is what you need, MTV. Wham would have done it. You know Wham would have done it. You know Wham would have done it.
Wham, I think, was filming that other show, and that's why he didn't do this.
Oh,
he was doing that other show, which is honestly big mistake. I think they wanted Hunter, maybe, who was the guy that she took the money from, which would have been just fucking perfect of a scenario to do. Honestly, that would have been great.
I mean, I don't know this Hunter man, but if I was him and they're asking me to come back on a season and she's there, even if you don't know it's Rivals, I'd be like, hell fucking no.
I think it was probably like, who else is going? You know, I think he was a part of Team Young Buck. I think they called themselves TYB. Yeah, I think it was him.
Another terrible alliance name.
Yeah, him, Nelly, and Corey. I think that was Team Young Buck. The three of them. Oh man, blast from the past here. I do want to talk about something that I saw multiple times, and I think they're very clearly telling us this, and I wish they did not include this as many times as they did.
Yeah.
Just give me the take the money and run thing at the beginning, and don't have a segment at the end. Thank
you, Steven. This whole, like, I'm being very secretive. What does he say? The prize money is 300,000 or something. And I'm like, I know why you're saying it like this. And everybody does. How many seasons of Rivals is this? Like, say it. Come on.
Or just give us that at the beginning, like the little thing where you're showing the first two clips is Bananas taking the money, Ashley taking the money, and then you start, and then you don't mention it again until the end. And it's like, geez, well, they haven't been talking about it. Like, now I know it's going to happen. And honestly, I don't like it now, because the great part of all of those was we didn't see it coming.
Yep.
And then it's like, they're going to do what? Now I'm expecting it. So now I'm going to sit here, and I think they all know it, and they're all going to talk about it, and they're all going to try to mend the fences, and I don't want them mending the fences.
Yeah, I want them to hate each other. I think it would have been better if TJ had said something like, you know, it's Rivals. You know how Rivals go. You know, you might want to start working on your friendship, because who knows if you'll be splitting the money or not, and then not giving the amount.
Yeah.
Because I think if they omitted the amount, but let them know that that is obviously going to happen, then there's this whole thing of like, well, if it's this amount, I would probably take it. But if it's this amount, I might be able to split it. And then when the final starts, TJ says the amount. So then while they're trying to do this whole final, they're trying to process if they're going to take the money or not.
I do like that. I like that a lot better. Obviously, I like that a lot better. I'm trying to think of what else you could potentially say in that situation or not say. I think you can say the great thing about the challenge is it makes you competitors, but sometimes it makes your enemies into friends. But then you could also turn back to enemies depending on what they do to you yet again. And I'd be like, oh, what are they going to do again? I'm really interested to know what they're going to. That'd be great. So obviously that's going to happen. I know that.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are going to happen, how many episodes until Nicole and Melissa hook up?
Oh, so delicious. So great. So great. Thank you for setting that up.
How many episodes? Because it's not an if, it's a when.
Okay, so this was episode 1.
Yep. They were already flirting and grabbing at each other. So how many episodes?
I want to say 4, but I don't think she can hold out for 4.
I don't think she'll be able to hold out for 4 either. I think maybe we find out about it by 4, but honestly, it might have already happened and we just weren't shown it.
I just love the idea that the editors always do this to Nicole. She goes, I got a girlfriend at home named Cam. And I'm like, oh, Cam. Okay. Like, just like Leroy's Cam. And then they show a photo of a woman named Kim. And I'm like, oh, that's not... Somebody's got the name wrong. One of these two people has the name wrong.
I think Nicole was trying to say Kim, and they can't understand her.
I get that, but you clearly... And if I'm Nicole's girlfriend, I'm like, hey, babe, it's Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, not Cam.
My name is Pam.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
I'm saying Pam.
Because that's a different name. That's a very different name.
It's a different name. And we got 2 different names.
It's a different person. I'm like, oh, okay, Cam. Like, oh, maybe there would be a funny jokes about like, hey, Leroy, I'm also dating a Cam. And it's like, but you're dating a Kim. It's not, we're not, my wife and your current girlfriend don't have the same names. They're different people. But then Nicole at the end of that being like, there was like a pause and she goes, well, Melissa's got plastic tits. And I was like,
I mean, the plastic tits.
Never lost a beat, our girl Nicole.
I mean, of course. They just got into the house and they're like jumping around on the bed, rolling around. I'm like, here we go.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. How many episodes do you give it?
I think that it already happened and we're just not going to see it until later when there's like accusations or something come out. And then we're going to get these like flashbacks. It's going to be like 2 weeks ago from like the sky cam.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. With like a random, also you're doing it in the bunk beds. I love that we have bunk beds back. Hell yeah, to the bunk beds. Just like back in a college dorm, you're like, what's going on above me or below me? I don't want to fucking know. I don't deal with this. Another thing I noticed is I think very clearly this will be, and I don't want to say unfortunately, this could be a season of Babe. I feel like this is a Babe heavy season.
I am struggling the most I think I've ever struggled with something on this show because Babe being here means Babe. You know what I mean? We're going to get Babe and we're going to get Babe. But if Babe is here, Turbo's here. And I want Turbo here.
Oh,
and I can't stress you how much I want Turbo here. I want Turbo here every second. Make it a Turbo show. I'm in. But
yeah, in order to have Turbo, there, you have to have
Babe's there. And I'm having the same issue with Anessa and Ashley. I love Ashley.
She's great.
I want Anessa to never be on my television screen. What do I do?
You're so right. It gives this like really tough thing for the viewer to be like, hey, you know that thing you really hate? We're giving it to you with something you love. And I'm like, I don't want that.
I mean, I wrote down in my notes, Babe and Turbo with the W. I'm so conflicted.
It is something where you just like, do I want this? Can I mentally deal with this anymore? Is my mental health, my own mental well-being going to be affected by the fact that I have to have Babe walk around and lose her mind over there not being a bed available?
Which obviously there's a bed, bitch. Like, look around. Talk to production. Do you think they just don't have a bed for you?
As a matter of fact, there probably should be 2 beds because they were expecting Veronica to be there. So where's the bed? I bet you what she didn't want to be like a top bunk type of gal or something like that.
I'm
and
sure
she was hoping there would be
beds
another
that
one.
she didn't like. It's too close to the window. Some shit like that.
Oh, it's too close to the air conditioner. I'm going to be cold all the time. I'm always cold. Like Nany, Casey knows this about me. I can't be next to the air conditioner. Okay, sorry. Also, Turbo not being able to like sit inside because it's a refrigerator is one of those things that just builds the lore of Turbo. What else does Turbo also not like?
I can't wait to find out. I will say, if Nany had made a comment about not liking the air conditioning and wanting to be outside, I'd be pissed. Turbo does it, I'm in. Yeah, fuck that air conditioning.
Yeah, get it out of here.
How dare they do that to you?
Also, there were multiple scenes of people like wiping their brows because it was so hot, and Turbo's just chilling outside with a cowboy hat on, baking.
In a whole ass container of blueberries. I love him. Save him at all costs. Get rid of Babe. How do we do it?
These are my blueberries. I take my blueberries. Karma always comes. Do you want to know why Turbo went home on the last season Turbo was on?
I wish Turbo would tell me.
It was because of the Nany, end quote. The Nany. He said it twice.
Pussy
he said
chicken.
it later in the episode. He called her the Nany, as if there were multiple Nannies. This is like the top Nany. It went to him because of the Nany.
Ohio State.
Fuck Ohio State. I hope they. Well, you've already. That game's already happened. I hope this. No, I was about to say I hope the stadium caves in. I don't. I am not watching that game tomorrow. I do not want to watch that fucking game.
I don't want to watch any more football if it's not the SpongeBob version. That shit. That was a. Sorry, side rant. Loved that more than anything, and now I can't watch regular football.
Congrats to Big Cat and PFT being made into Nickelodeon characters, and they had no idea from Barstool. They were just like, "Wait, was that us?"
That's awesome.
It was. They had like their own names. It was like Big Catfish and like something else. It was absolutely fantastic. Good for that. What else do I have on here? Oh yeah, wasn't it last year of All Stars where we're like, Cam had a baby how long ago? And she's on the challenge? Sylvia. 3 months.
First child. I give her 2 weeks. That's the same thought I had too. And no shade, no hate. Like, I can't imagine having a child 3 months ago, going across the fucking country, and then being partnered with someone you hate. I'm throwing
3 months. How does the husband go? You're gonna do what now? You're gonna do what now?
3 months. That's crazy.
3 months.
What's she doing? Pumping and mailing it all the way back? Like, what? I guess good for her, but if and when she leaves, she will. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a throw. Kellyanne's not gonna be the reason that they're gone. I'm telling you now.
She's going to purposely go. She's like, I can't be away from my child anymore. I feel like a terrible mother. And people are going to be like, yeah, I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's going to have a freak out. She's going to just hold out until whatever she needs to hold out to get a nice little pay bump and then get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. We already talked about Nany not having a bed. And we talked about the boobs of Veronica and Ashley. I do want to talk about the moment when there was an image that they made of a poster of a magazine that came up during the challenge because Devin called him and Leroy's alliance Devroy. Okay.
It's okay. It's the beginning. We're gonna just take it and we're gonna let him workshop it. I'm sure we'll get something better from him. He buzzed his hair. There's not enough space for his brain. It's all getting pushed on itself. He can't be as creative. We can't get mad at him right now. Okay, we're just gonna take it.
Okay,
and we're gonna let him. And we're gonna move past it.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I'll do that. I want to talk about this magazine cover. We'll work around it. We're gonna start. Devroy has arrived. Can Leroy finally get the W? Love that. Everybody's wondering that. The second one, they know how to play to this audience right here on the number one. 5 bonus pro tips from CT.
I want.
Ashley M's millionaire lifestyle. Yes, please. Show me all of that. I would like that tutorial. Please and thank you very much.
Yep.
Katie on her, quote, masterclass. I do not know what this is about. I need more information. I don't know what this is about at all. Devon on her spiritual journey.
Moving past it.
Killicam ultimatum. Bring home that money or else. Okay.
Love it. That's the energy.
Our girl who's not on this season, Michelle gushes, we are official. They can't even spell her fucking name right.
I know.
They double L'd our girl. Double L'd her.
They've been doing that occasionally. It kind of just like pops in and out. That second L.
Unbelievable.
It's sad.
Nobody looked at it and was like, actually, she's the one with the one L. Let's get that out of there. No QCing going on in the graphics department here.
Don't care. Loved this graphic.
I would like one of these at the beginning of every episode if we could, maybe like a magazine
like an
breakdown.
announcement, like news.
Yeah, like a little news bulletin.
Like a newspaper.
Did you used to have like news bulletins and like, did you stay on campus? Did you live in a dorm?
Yeah.
Was there ever like a dorm like newsletter or anything like that? Did you have one of those?
I'm sure there was. I don't read. I can. Just to state it. I can read. I don't like it, so I'm good. If there's not pictures, I'm not looking.
Yeah, I don't like reading either, but I've been told I should be reading more things.
It's 2025. Someone can read it to me. Okay? Let's live in the lap of luxury, okay? Fucking fires everywhere. Shit's burning down. Can I have one thing and just have somebody read to me? Thanks.
Can I get TikTok back? And maybe we have it back by the time you're listening to this. I lost it last night. And you know what? I lost it before midnight East.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
I know you're not on there. That's not the point. But I was just I
understand.
I didn't even get to this point. I didn't even get to midnight. I wanted my little run. At the end of the night. One more just like final doom scroll. And then it goes away. I didn't even get that.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks, Obama.
Classic.
Can we still do that?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
I want to go to the daily.
Yes, let's go to the daily.
As we will be referring to it as the diet daily. Meh. At least I will say it was entertaining to watch. Visually, I think this came across better on television than it probably did in person, which is what we want.
I think we always have said this about these ones where there's like all the teams competing at one time.
In a row. Mm-hmm.
It's very good looking for television.
Yes. Yes. Keep doing stuff like that. Now, if we could make it a little bit more than just putting mud on each other.
This is Diet Challenge. You got to remember
I understand, but come on.
We're just coming out of a flagship season. We got to... And I want to stress that to everyone again now.
Well, that's why I called it Diet Daily.
Be prepared for an elimination where we're throwing darts at a wall, and that's how somebody might go home. Okay? Let's be aware of that. But then also don't show me a daily where people are going to jump off the roof of a building. That to me is flagship. This is diet. So give me more diet dailies like this. I'm cool with this. This is fine.
Yes, for All Stars, it was great, and I'm going to leave it there.
Okay.
You know, some people performed lesser than others. Do you think Beth is going to quit, or do you think she's actually going to at least get eliminated?
No, she'll quit. She always quits. This is part of her MO now. She's going to quit. At some point, she'll quit. Also, really weird conversation to be having with somebody with a television camera next to you. Hey, remember you tried to destroy my marriage?
Oh, the whole John A. Beth of it.
And even Shane was like, she doesn't get that we don't talk about certain things while we're here.
Yeah, but also I've not heard anybody tell her like, hey, Beth, no.
Yeah.
Maybe it happens and I'm not seeing it, but no one's really stopping her. Also, can we talk about how John A. never really like denied?
I think
anything?
She denied it a little while through some people and it was like nothing happened. But it's pretty clear that something probably happened, whether it was anything physical or not.
Yes, but the way that it was being discussed on this episode, I was like, okay.
Something happened. There was some emotional connecting at very least.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe some foot.
We don't know anything.
Contact. We have no
allegedly. But
there's
the
no
way
foot
that
to
it
foot
was,
contact.
And again, it could have been the edit. You come to your own conclusions.
Yes, please. I had 3 takeaways from the daily, if I may.
Okay.
Number 1, Turbo clearly did all the ice by himself.
Yeah, I kept seeing clips.
Babe was just running along Turbo alongside. She had like her hand on his shoulder and be like, "Can we get a check?" And Turbo was like literally had both on it. And I just the idea of Turbo, Nutty, I have this. Let me hold the ice. Like all of the thought, I needed more audio from Turbo during the daily of him telling Nany to, I have this, the Nany. Let me win this for us, the Nany.
Yeah.
And if at some point I don't get Nany's name as the Nany on camera, please.
I think we have more likelihood of that than them calling her Babe, but we'll see. I did think it was interesting that towards the end of that second stretch, a lot of people were just one person holding both spoons.
I think they
and the
just
other
gave
one
up.
just
They're
there.
like, whatever. At what point did that change? Did people just like, oh, we'll do it until we get caught? You know,
Get told we're not supposed to. Yeah,
we're not supposed to. Did they do that? My second takeaway is Frank is going to snap at Sam at some point.
Mm-hmm. We are really setting up for an explosion between those two.
Oh my God. Because all I've learned about Frank so far, I haven't seen Frank in so long. Hey, back in the day, I was a bit of a hothead. I had stuff to prove. I'm in such a better place now. I'm doing great. Okay. Good for you.
Great.
Take some time off. I can see how that would have happened. Now you get into a set of circumstances where you're paired with somebody who is gassed immediately. And while Sam was being like, hey, I just need a minute, and like the mud is running off of Sam into the thing, there's a shot of Frank being like, that's okay. Take your time.
Yes.
And he's just going to go. Like the inner beast is like rising up. It's like whoever the Hulk's name in real life is.
Fessy.
Nice. Not Baby Hulk, real Hulk. Trying not to let the full Hulk out where you're just like, ooh, I have to catch myself here. I have to catch myself here.
Yeah.
That was
I think he did like
great.
I feel like he like pulled a Jim Halpert and went straight to the camera. I was just like
okay, yeah, take all the time you need. We're not in a competition.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, Frank's gonna explode. I'm kind of excited for it. I want to see that mustache move.
I think Frank is going to it's like, okay, Sam is my partner and I can't do this. I can't have another season where I'm yelling at this person. I'm going to unleash it on somebody else.
Yep.
I'm going to unleash it on somebody else. And I can't wait to see how that is, because it feels like we're setting that up for that to happen. And I honestly, I could not wait anymore. And then the final note that I had here, according to Mr. TJ, it's not Dario. Did you catch that when he said Dario's name at the end?
Yes.
Ashley and
Dario.
We're going to need a nickname for him because that's not happening.
Dario. And I'm like, okay, well, when Fessy came out at the beginning, you're like, Fessy, come on down here. And then during the daily,
we're
you're
out
like,
of Fessel.
We're back to Fessel. And I'm like, okay, just change the edit. Like, take that audio clip and move it to the other one. I need some consistency out of Mr. TJ. But you know what? Mr. TJ knows what he's doing. We're not going to shit on Mr. TJ.
Yeah, I'm not going to. He could do whatever he thinks is best.
I would like him to then start renaming everybody else while he's at it then. When people win.
Why doesn't he just use our nicknames? Our nicknames are great.
Can you imagine if he's like, hey, Festival, I'm sorry. Hey, Baby Hulk, get on down here.
And he's just like, babe.
Babe one.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. Babe one, get down here.
Babe. That would be great.
Respect, bum, babe. Respect, bum, babe.
I must say, as I told you before, I was very conflicted because Turbo and Babe got the W, but what was not conflicting for me was giving Turbo this week.
What?
Of the week. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I thought it was going to be Big T, like her muddy ass. She had a jiggly muddy ass.
Big T? Maybe. Do I care and want to give it to Turbo on the first episode? I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is my guy turned the finish line into a slip and slide and gave me moving cheeks as he was doing it. Was it a tight shot? No. Would I have much preferred if they punched in on that 4K footage? Yes, but it's fine. I got Turbo's ass, and he's getting the award, starting the season off right. Way to go, pussy chicken. Oh, he's not a pussy chicken.
That's right. He's not the pussy chicken. Everybody else is the pussy chicken. Okay. I now want to have an interactive part of this show with everybody who's listening, and thank you very much for listening.
Okay.
This is the time where you can be either on YouTube or in the hotties. We are now presenting the award of Ass of the Week for Turbo. I would like you guys to write Turbo's acceptance speech for us.
Yes.
What does a Turbo acceptance speech for Ass of the Week sound like? And
I'm so excited.
Based off the results, we will crown one of you as a winner. And you know what? We'll send you a bag.
Bag for you.
You'll get a bag. I don't have one near, but you'll get a clear challenge bag, a clear challenge tote. It is our version of giving back. We gave out some bags last year. I would really like to see how creative some of you can be.
I love this idea, Steven. That is genius.
Thank you. Do you need clarification on the stars? Because I think we were talking about that earlier. I don't think we got to that.
I mean, it seems as though it'll be 4 stars that are that exist, and now people can steal them.
Correct. So based off All-Stars last year, you would go into elimination, and if you won against another team, you could take a star from any other team that had a star.
Is there like a safety of being like they came in first, so like Adam and Steve might not be available?
I don't recall that specifically from last year, but I would like that to be a thing where a star is not available to be taken. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that's the thing. If you go in against somebody with a star, you take their star. It's like a direct, you just take it.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of gameplay with that, but that's what's going on with the stars. Last thing before we wrap here, I wanted to ask you who you got. Who you got? What team you got here?
Who do I got? I mean, I think Adam and Steve will do really well. I think Amber and
you almost
Baby
did
Hulk.
I
almost did, but I caught it. Amber and Baby Hulk, I think will be a great team. I think Corey and Big T, and if Leroy can keep it together, Devin and Leroy.
Do we think Devin and Leroy get to a final? Yes or no?
I think that they do if Leroy can keep it together.
Okay. I'm going to say, I think if stars could not be stolen, they would get there. I feel like their star is going to get stolen at some point somehow.
Oh, their star's going to get stolen. But then I think Devin's going to, again, if Leroy can like just perform in the diet dailies and the eliminations and sit back with Devin's gameplay, I think that they'll do great. But if he starts trying to do his own little shit on the side, first off, Devin's going to freak the fuck out. And second off, I think it's going to screw him.
Okay. I agree with you on Baby Hulk and Amber. I think they have the right path. So right now, they have a star. Steve and Adam have a star. They have a star. And Nany and Turbo.
I think, unfortunately, they're going to implode.
Yeah. They'll implode. Somebody will take the star from them. But that's the thing. Like, who are like the clear enemies of everybody else? I just feel like if you don't have any connections, it's probably a better spot for you to be in because you can be a little under the radar. And then also like you can take, if you go in an elimination and you already have a star, you can like take a star and give it to somebody else. That happened last year as well.
Ooh, this is giving Mario Party. Jamboree.
Anything else we need to mention, Mix? Is that it?
No, I feel like we got it. It was a pretty informative episode. Not much to make fun comments on, but at least I think we're getting somewhere with understanding the game and what is going to happen here. I hesitantly say I'm excited for this season. Hesitantly.
I would say that too. I think 12 episodes is a good amount for what we do. As long as as long as we don't lose the teams that we feel like there's going to be stuff with, like Nany and Turbo, we said that, like Ashley and Anessa, like I feel like that's going to be like a lot of conversation. This is going to be like Ashley just talking shit as she usually does, and honestly, already off to a flying start seeing her back. We get a Melissa and Nicole hookup. Like, there should be like a bingo card that we make, or like list of things that the Right Reality needs to happen on this season. Yeah, and we just put them on a bingo card and hope that people can check them off. And how do you? Well, I think we both know how this might already go. Does Dario and the other Ashley hook up?
So that I don't know if it seems
what
like
her
he's single.
Living situation is, right? Yeah.
Yes, because we know she had a baby, but she didn't mention a person.
Yeah.
Still in the picture, so I don't know. She doesn't seem like the type that would cheat. But if she's single, I'm jealous. Maybe share, but like, good for you.
There's nobody in all of these videos with the
Oh, let's go.
No, that's Frank.
I love this.
I think we're in the clear.
I would love this. Let's rehash a 5-year-old relationship. That'll end well.
It's gonna go great. It's gonna
So
go great.
good.
How could it go? And just the fact that they put in Dario going, she still looks hot. I'm like, well,
Yep.
Obviously,
I agree with
she
you.
looks hot.
We're setting ourselves up for something there as well. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think there's gonna be hookups. I think this is giving like old school challenge.
I'm here for it.
Energy
with bunk beds and Turbo.
Yep.
I want that outside
Turbo.
swing to become Turbo's sitting area.
I agree.
Like, if you ever need to go talk to Turbo, you need to bring blueberries out to him, and you just sit there and have a conversation. Nany knew he was in the power position there, and she's like, "Can we just go somewhere else? You're in the power position."
Yep. She didn't
You're
like
lounging and having blueberries. She didn't like it. Babe wants to be in control.
Babe's like, I want some fucking blueberries. We're moving. Anyways, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great season. Make sure you guys are staying up to date with us. We'll be on Twitter. We'll be on Instagram. We are not on TikTok right now because it doesn't exist, but who knows if it'll come back. But we will always be here on YouTube and whatever platform you listen to your podcasts on. We love you. We can't wait to get into this season with you, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.